and I also hope that you have seen my previous video regarding all the three laws of motion. So today we are learning about law of conservation of momentum and impulsive force. It is law of conservation of momentum. So according to the third law of motion, we have seen that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And so third law of motion deals with the two objects. When any one object is acting force onto the other object, then what happens to the two objects, it will be saying. So your law of conservation of momentum is, according to the second law of motion, what is momentum? So momentum is nothing but the product of mass and velocity. Okay, so if any object is having some mass and it is moving with some velocity, then it acquires acceleration. So if it is more mass and more velocity, the more the acceleration. So this is what according to the second law of motion. So here law of conservation of momentum. So here we are going to combine the second law of motion and third law of motion. So think that two objects are moving with uniform velocity, and when any one of the object is moving with greater velocity and hits the second object, then what happens? The momentum will be exchanged between the two objects. The first object will come to rest, and whereas the second object will be moving with a greater speed. Okay, so let us understand this one with practical. Here I have taken two objects. So this object is at rest and this is at, I am moving with some velocity. So here what happened? So here they have collided. When this object was here and it was moving with some uniform velocity, so they both have collided. Afterwards what happened? This object started moving and this came to rest. Okay, so this is what the law of conservation of momentum. So what happened initially? Initially this momentum of this object was zero because it was not moving. It is having mass but it is not having any velocity, and it was moving with some uniform velocity. So it is having some momentum. After their collision, what happened? They have exchanged. So this has come to rest and it started moving with the velocity given by this object. So here the momentum, if you are seeing the whole scene, okay, so let us take, if you are taking the whole scene as a whole system, then you can say that the momentum, the total momentum of the two objects before the collision will be equal to the total momentum of the objects after the collision. Okay, so here what is the second law and what is the third law? So third law is nothing but, now this has applied some force onto this object and this has applied the equal and opposite force onto the other object. That's why they both have acquired different velocity after the collision. Whereas before the collision, they were with some different momentums. So the law of conservation of momentum, we have seen that the momentum of the two objects before the collision will be equal to momentum of the two objects after the collision. So let us derive one equation for it. So let us think that the mass of the bigger object is m1 and mass of the smaller object is m2, and the initial velocity of the bigger object is u1 and smaller object is u2. So, and after the collision, what happened? They have exchanged their velocities. Then what happens? The mass will be same, but the final velocity, whatever they are attaining, what it will be after the collision, it changes to v1 for the bigger object and v2 for the smaller object. So according to the law of conservation of momentum, we have seen that the momentum of the objects before the collision will be equal to momentum of the object after the collision. So here force is being applied by the two objects. So let us take that the force applied by the first object as F1 and the force applied by the second object as F2. And but whereas the second object is applying the force in the reverse direction. So according to the second law of motion, what is force? So force is nothing but the change in momentum per time. Okay, so what is the change in momentum before the collision? m1v1 minus m1u1 by t is equal to m2v2 minus m2u2 by t. So on solving, we get that m1u1 plus m2u2 is equal to m1v1 plus m2v2. So this is what the law of conservation of momentum. So now let us understand the impulse. I have taken two chalks and let me drop onto the pillow and onto the ground and let us see what will be the reaction. So here I have dropped onto the pillow and it did not break. But whereas now I am dropping onto the ground. So did it break? Yes, it broke it. So why did the chalk piece break when it has fallen onto the ground, and why it did not break when it has fallen onto the pillow? So this is what the impulsive force. So according to the third law of motion, what it is, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So your impulsive force is nothing but the product of force and time. Okay, so here the impulse is directly proportional to the time taken and directly proportional to the force acting. Now here what happened, let us see. So here I have taken two surfaces. No? So this is pillow and this is the ground. So what happened when I am taking the pillow? So when I am dropping it, then what happened? The force acting oppositely onto the chalk was very less because the time taken is more. Because when it is dropping, it is little bit going inside. Okay, so I am punching onto the pillow, but I am not getting hurt. But whereas if I am punching onto the ground, then I will be getting hurt. So why is it happening so? Here what is happening? I am applying equal amount of force in the both the situations. But here what is happening? Here as the pillow is going down, the time period is increasing. So as the time period is increasing, the force applied onto me is decreasing. Because every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So how much force is being acting onto the pillow? Equal amount of force it is applying onto me. But as I reach it, what happens? The time period is increasing and the force is decreasing. But whereas onto the floor, here the time period is not increasing. The amount of force is more and the time period is very less. The force applied onto me is also greater. So now you can understand why the chalk did not break when I have dropped onto the pillow, and why did it break when I have dropped onto the ground. So as the time period is increasing on the pillow, it did not break. But whereas the time period was not increasing, here the force was same. So that's why it has broken. Take another example. So think that a vehicle is moving with a high speed and hitting to the divider. Then what happens? Then the damage caused to the car will be more. But whereas if the car is moving slowly and hitting to the divider, then the damage caused to it also will be reduced. So why it has reduced? Initially the force was more and the time period was less. So that's why the impulsive force was also greater. But in the second case, what happened? The force is less and the time period is more. That's why the impulsive force is also less. So I hope you have understood about impulse. Let us see one more example and understand it. In two surfaces, one is stool and another is a pillow. So let me hit this ball to this two and let me see onto which surface the ball will be bouncing more. Okay, so here, you can see that the ball was bouncing more. So let us hit to the pillow. Okay, so it has come to rest. So on the hard surface, you have seen that the impulsive force was more. How much force the ball is acting onto the surface, the equal amount of force it has attained by the stool. That's why it was bouncing to a greater distance. But whereas in the pillow, what happened? The force is being applied. But as it is going down, what happens? The time period is increasing and the impulsive force acting onto the object is decreasing. So this is what the impulsive force. It is nothing but the product of the force and time taken. Okay, so like this we can give a number of examples. So you people give me 2 examples and comment in my comment section. I hope you have understood this all topic very well. And if you have any doubts regarding this topic also, please do comment in my comment section. Till then, keep observing and keep learning. Thank you.